Hi, everybody, and welcome to Transformation TV with Mushota David. I'm your transformational coach, and I help you become a better version of yourself in your personal life as well as your business. Welcome to my productivity series. Today's video is video number 2, where I'm going to be talking about how to be productive as a mother and just at home. So a lot of people ask me about this question, like, Carol, how do you do what you do? I've got 4 amazing kings, guys. Like, it's seriously a wildlife around here. But this is like some of the ways that I get to be very productive when it comes to the home front. So I usually have obviously an idea of what the school timetable is really looking like. And then I also get to take a look at some of the activities that are going on in the city. There are a couple of places that I love to take the boys. And so with that, they give us like a monthly timetable. So I'm able to see which one fits for which age. And then I just get to manage that. And then, of course, I get to help, them with the activities or, any other extracurricular activities that they may have. So what I do is I always make sure that the timetable is definitely put up on the fridge so I'm able to see what it is that they're supposed to be doing. And then the other thing is, for example, on weekends, I always make sure that I have separated their weekend clothes as well as the clothes that they can just be with at home. So it's so much easier for me when I'm looking for like, hey, get dressed and all that stuff. And then also like for the little one, I always make sure that his takeaway bag, as I call it, like if we have to up and go, right? Like your grab and go bag. I always make sure that the bag has got all the necessities like you know, like for example, if they get a headache or something, I always make sure like they have some Calpol. I always make sure that he has diapers in there. There's always like a spare bottle in case we have to buy some juice or something. I always make sure that there's, like another packet of wipes and a changing mat. So that helps me if I need to like grab and go in an emergency or something. The other thing that I do on the home front as well is that, for example, now that I'm like recording in this case, I always tell them like in advance, like this is the kind of week that I'm going to have, and I give them chores, and then I also reward them so they get to be rewarded when it comes to the things that they are helping me with. I also make sure that we have balance. So like over the weekend is like pizza night, movie night, like takeaway night and stuff, and then they also help me with like cleaning up, doing dishes, you know what I mean? Like just putting stuff in order. That usually helps me to put things in order at home. And so I don't feel like pretty overwhelmed. We also get to take turns when it comes to like babysitting, like within the house. That also helps. And also the other thing that really helps me is I also get to have conversations. Like I will sit and ask them like what their week has been like, just for me to gauge what kind of attention that I'm going to be paying attention to in the coming week. So that really helps me as well. The other thing that I do when it comes to just having that balance at home is also having a timetable, having like an idea of what it is that you are supposed to be doing, right? That really helps, and allowing them to just be kids. Like right now literally it's like a madhouse, guys. Like it's a madhouse. So just allowing them to be at that time gives me some serious downtime as well. So if they're doing what they need to do, they need to play outside or they need to do whatever, watch a movie, maybe it's something that I've watched 100 times, right? I'll like pop in and just make sure that like they're doing okay. But then that's the time that I'm going to make sure that I have like a long bath, which is a very rare for me, right? So I make sure like I have my mini spa, get my bath salts and everything, and I just like relax, listen to music. And also sometimes I wait until they've gone to bed. Usually weekends are like late nights, but during the week, at least by like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, they should be in bed. So I get to do what I need to do in that time. The other thing that also helps in when it comes to like balancing the home front is really just asking for help, right? Like asking for help from family and seeing who can be with the kids at a particular time. I get help from my mom, my sister. God, they are like so amazing, right? And then just being in that space where you just get to a place of understanding that this is life and these are the kids that you are stewarding and they're in your life forever. It kind of like gives me some sanity, right? So I get to understand that this is the life that I'm in. And so having to adjust certain things around my life. And then there's also just certain programs that I can't really attend. And then for certain programs, I will need to have planned well ahead in time, you know. And then also, I have a timetable with the nanny, so it's so much easier. I know that times like I've changed nannies like once or twice, it gets really hectic, guys. But I tell myself, like, hey, I'm with this person right now. What do they need to know? What is the best that they need to know with their knowledge? And that is what I give them. So that like really helps me a lot when it comes to you know, like giving them a timetable and understanding where my task ends and having boundaries with that. And then I'm also very strict, like if something needs to be done, it needs to be done. I have to like soldier them at some point, because I do understand that if I don't sort that out, it will give me like problems in the future. So those are things that like I just go ahead, and we always have like wellness sessions. So I always make sure to ask what is really going on, like what is happening, how do you feel whenever they have like a disagreement, they're fighting or something. I'll be like, what happened? I'll hear like both sides of the story, and obviously with time you get to understand like who's telling a lie or who isn't. And you know, for me, like we have our own faith, and so we believe in Jesus Christ. So I will bring them back to the word. I'm like, is this what God would want? You know, like there are certain programs that they watch on TV. And so I'll be like, remember that lesson that we were watching? What did you learn out of that and everything? And so that really helps me to just get a little bit of balance. And to really, as I end this video, one thing that I really do is I pray. I pray, I fast for my kids. I just like put things in order. I make sure that everything is the way it's supposed to be. Right now, they just dropped something, I'm sure you can hear, right? But they're not gonna like come in here and barge in or anything. I pray and I leave them to God, and I say, hey, you and the angels are going to take care of them at times when I can't. But it's not easy, especially when 3/4 of the time I'm working from home. That can be really hectic. But there's a lot of order, there's a lot of discipline, there's a lot of like putting them involved, like let's get involved. What is it that you can do that will help me? And then giving them like the end goal. Like if we get to do this, right? These are the consequences, good or bad. Like what is the direction? So that really like helps me. But that is kind of like how I balance and just keeping them involved really, because it's just like it's life, you know. So yeah, that is kind of like how I get to be productive. So when that is happening, I get to do what I need to do according to my diary, and everything like comes around that time as well. They help me with the cooking, we hang out, we dance, we listen to music, we do a lot of movie nights just as a way of bonding, so that helps as well. And I really can, you know, like kick a football, so I also do that as well with them, so that really helps. And so yeah, find what works for you and then like put it around your lifestyle. But that's how I get to manage, guys. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.